Brenda here from Roaming and Recording. Let us take you along on our first transatlantic cruise with the Oceania Marina. All right, we are on day 7 of a 2-week transatlantic cruise here on Oceania Marina. And this is our first transatlantic cruise. And we've gone to Nassau, Bahamas. And then we were supposed to be at sea for a day, and then we were supposed to go to Bermuda. That unfortunately got canceled, which was really disappointing.
We seem like we can never get to Bermuda. We've tried for the last couple of years, and one time they had a hurricane. This time I guess they had gale winds or something like that. It wasn't really specific why we didn't go there this time, but I know it was really windy coming out of Nassau. So but we still haven't gotten to Bermuda, even though we're trying. We'll try again, I'm sure.
Yeah, we were excited about that because that's where we spend our honeymoon, so it's kind of important to us. But we do understand that sometimes ports do get canceled. On a transatlantic, though, that means you get a lot more sea days.
Yeah, right. I think we've had like 6 sea days now, and it's kind of being a lot. I like being on the ship, and I like sea days, but 6 in a row, and we got one more tomorrow. That's kind of a lot. We've done everything, I think. So.
Yeah. So I will share that I am trying to keep on a diet, and I will tell you one thing that is great about the sea days and on Marina is that there are a lot of things to do, and I certainly am getting my steps in. So I think we're, that's easy enough to do. So what does it look like? Well, sea days, I have done a culinary class. I took a couple of art lessons. We've done the casino.
Right. They have a scavenger hunt, which is kind of fun. All the artwork, they have a lot of artwork on this ship, and they have a scavenger hunt of 60 different items to look for within the arts. So we've done that a couple days, and that's kind of fun. We enjoy doing that. We get our steps in that way too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to keep fit. We've been up to the spa terrace, and we did get into the hot tub one day, but because the seas are so rough, all the pools and all the hot tubs have been drained or inaccessible at this point.
Right, it's so windy and it's not real warm, and so it's really kind of too cold to be out on the deck. And like you said, all the pools are closed, all the hot tubs are closed. So that's kind of rules that out. So I'm hoping that once we get closer to Europe, that it's going to get a little bit warmer, maybe a little bit less windy, a little less choppy, and we'll be able to go out and get some sun.
Yeah, and a lot of you are probably wondering, how is the ocean? And I'll tell you, I'm very, very glad that we came prepared with some patches and some medicines and things to do seasickness, because these seas have been rough. And so it's been so rough that we have had to take like furniture and put it against the closet doors because they would bang all night. And the drawers in our closet, we have a walk-in closet, the drawers just came right out. And we had some bottles of wine up on our cabinetry, and you just see them go, woo!
Yeah,
So,
it's really, I'm surprised that they didn't do something for the drawers keep coming out and banging and keep going back and banging and stuff like that. They're really not prepared for kind of rough season. I don't think these are super rough. They're a little rough, but so we finally just took the drawers out to stop them from banging, and the doors, we just sort of put furniture in front of it so they wouldn't bang it back and forth. So we solved the problem, but it was kind of, if you didn't do anything, the banging would really get to you, I think, all night long.
yeah, it sure would. So I'll tell you one thing, that I was really scared to come on this trip, mainly because I'm not a big at-sea day person, and I thought I'd be going squirrely. We may have mentioned in previous videos that we own a company, and so I have never been away from the office this long. But I'll tell you, I think the thing that surprises me the most with the sea days is that I've given myself permission to just relax and not worry. And that's not something that comes natural to me. But I do feel it here. I feel like I'm very relaxed. I feel like I have time to do something, or permission to do absolutely nothing. And that's really kind of cool.
Yeah, and we can communicate with our son and the people at work. I mean, the communication is still pretty good. sometimes it's spotty. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not as good, but we still have it, so that's nice.
One thing that I'm super glad that we did is we upgraded to a penthouse suite for the transatlantic, and that just gives us a lot more room to relax, and it feels larger, almost like a hotel room as opposed to a cramped cruise ship cabin.
Yeah, this is the biggest cabin we've had, I think, and it's noticeable. I mean, you do have a lot more room to stretch out. And we have a table at the end of the bed so that when we get breakfast in the morning, it's the butler puts it out for us with a little tablecloth and all our food we want, and it works out really, really nice.
Yeah, this category came with the butler, and we have never had one before, and I really like it. One thing that we've noticed is that on the marina, at least, the restaurants, you know, the breakfast window for having a meal is really short. It's like from 8 to 10:30. So if you like to sleep in like we do, and plus with the time changes that we're dealing with, you can miss breakfast very easily.
Yeah, almost every night we get one of these cards saying change the time. What's it say? Time change ahead. Mm-hmm. So you have to get used to the change in the time, which happens almost every night, and make sure that you're up in time if you got your schedule all straight, so you can meet the breakfast schedule if breakfast is what you want.
Yeah, and like right now, I think we're 4 or 5 hours ahead of back home. So, you know, it can be very significant really fast. The other thing that the butler does is he's super accommodating. He's taken our little mini fridge and he's kind of customized it for what we like, and he doesn't bring things that we don't like. I like sparkling water with lemon, and he even brings in fresh lemons there. So it's been great having, I think, a butler. It's been very nice, and yeah.
Yeah, and I think before, when we've had stewards take care of us, we didn't use them as much as we really should have. So we're trying to give him more things to do, and it helps us and it helps him, I think, too. So we really done really well with the butler, and we really enjoy it.
Yeah, I often hear that people say that, you know, they don't know what to do with the butler, and they don't want to use the butler, and I kind of get that. It feels a little strange at first, but you know, why would you negate somebody's job, especially someone who's working really hard to make you happy? And I don't think that we've been unreasonable at any time, but I really do value that service much more than I thought that I would.
Yeah, it's worked out very well, I think, for us.
Now, let me tell you about the bathroom. The bathroom is really nice. We've got a very big bathroom. It has a shower, and then it has a sink area, obviously the commode, but it also has a full-size tub. Now, this ship is going into refurbishment, I believe, in 2 or 3 more cruises after us. And I hear they're going to get rid of that tub, which is a shame because I love tubs. But right now we have one, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, the bathroom is really nice and big, and it really works very well too. I mean, some of the cabins we've had before, the shower, the stream isn't very powerful, and you have to struggle to get hot water. But this one is really very nice. Works very well.
Oh, I do want to tell you one other thing that the butler did for us. So you get so many specialty restaurants, and then you can also have specialty restaurants served into your room. We haven't done that yet. But it was my birthday, and we didn't have specialty restaurants, and the butler got us into one of the specialty restaurants as an added bonus. And then when I came back, he had balloons all over the room. They were helium balloons up in the room. So little touches like that were just really nice surprises.
Yeah, that was a very nice touch. So
yeah,
that's good.
All right, so the next thing everybody always wants to hear about is how is the food? And I just want to remind everybody that Craig is picky, and I eat anything almost.
So we've gone to 3 of the restaurants right now. So it's the Terrace Grill, I guess
Terrace
it is.
Grill.
And then
Toscano's,
and the Polo Grill. So those are the 3 restaurants we've been to. And they're good. They're all good. But if I'm a little bit picky eater, I tend to eat the same thing over and over again, which I get a little bit tired of. But again, I don't want to complain too much because I'm the picky one, and what they have is good. It's just they don't seem to have a lot of change in selection for someone like me.
He likes steak and potatoes and lobster.
Right, and they do have lobster tail at the terrace.
Cooked to order, and that's the buffet. That's not even a specialty restaurant.
That's really something. Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
The steaks they have there aren't that great. You know, they're a little tough. So I've been having that. The lamb chops they had are really good. I really enjoyed the lamb chops.
Oh, and the shrimp is really good. The grilled shrimp is really good.
Yeah.
I'll say that I actually really love that buffet, and I am not a buffet person at all. And I mentioned, you know, I'm trying to kind of keep my calorie count a little bit low, and I'm finding that that's super easy to do on this. There's a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of fresh fruit. Even the desserts, you know, are just small, so I can have that little bit of taste, and really great. I've found the variety really wonderful. I really like their little seafood salads, their different nationality specials. Today they kind of had pasta going, and they were making the pasta fresh there, which was fabulous. I will say, when we went to Polo Grill, it was good. I'm not going to say it wasn't good. It wasn't great. The filet mignon that we had, I liked, but I cook a pretty mean filet mignon, and I think mine stacks up as good, if not better.
Yeah, I think yours is better than this one. And I remember the Polo Grill being better than we've had here.
Yes.
We've only done it once, so who knows if that's a standard or not. We can try them again and see, because I've always thought they were really good in the past. So we'll give them another shot, see how it goes.
Yeah. And Toscano, I really liked as well. I thought it was very good. Again, you know, Craig tends to be more picky. He doesn't really try a lot of new things. He knows what he likes.
Yeah, I had the veal, which I haven't had veal in a long time, and it was good. It was, what did it have? Some kind of breading on it or something.
It was like a scallopini.
And I liked it, and it was huge, so I couldn't really even finish the whole thing. But that was about the only thing on the menu that I would get, and like I say, I liked it. And I'm picky. They have a lot of other choices that other people will love, I'm sure.
I will say that the presentation is just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Craig likes burgers, so we've been to the Wave Bar a few times.
Yeah,
the Wave Grill. So, you know, the burgers there are good. Their French fries are real good.
They are real good, yeah.
Yeah.
They're always hot. And the service, as always, has just been great. They're so good at the service. So in all areas, you know, the restaurants, the maid service, the butler, like I say, everything, all the service is just great.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you a little bit about the entertainment on board. Last time we were on the marina, we didn't do any of the entertainment. It was a really port-intensive itinerary, and we were kind of exhausted from being in port all day. And we also spent some time in the casino, which we've done this time. First few days we weren't very lucky. Last night we were good. So the casino is super small.
Very small, yes. If you love a good casino on the ship, this is not the ship to be on. It's very limited slot machines, and they have a couple table games, but it's not many, and so it's very small casino.
It doesn't look like the crowd is into gambling on this anyway, and I realize, you know, with the transatlantic, you're going 2 weeks, that the demographic is skews much older, and I think that's true. You know, we're in our 60s, and you know, I think there's a lot of 70s, 80 years old. There are a lot of people much older than us.
And the one good thing, I guess, is if you're into the casino and gambling, is that if you're out at sea, it opens very early, like it opens at noon, where before, if you're like in a port, it's usually 2 hours after they leave, so that could be 8, 9 o'clock or something like that before they opened. So if you're into it and you like doing it, it opens early, and so that's good.
Yeah, and you'll always get a seat.
Yeah, there's no crowds to fight. That's true.
We also went to the Marina Theater, I think it was the first night or maybe the second night, and they had a taste of the musical numbers. And I'm going to tell you, for a small ship, and I had heard the entertainment is not that great on these small ships. And I'm not going to say that this was anything that was stellar, but I will tell you that I was kind of surprised because I thought it was really well done. I mean, the lighting, the effects and things, the people were all really talented. The only complaint that I have, and the reason I haven't really wanted to go back so much is, they're like, oh, the songs of Peggy Lee. Well, I don't remember Peggy Lee, and I'm old. So I'm thinking, they did do some ABBA. That's fun. But, my point being is they really skew the entertainment to very old.
Yeah. They're good. They're certainly not as good as some of the bigger ships, I think.
Yeah.
It seemed to be this is kind of the training ground for people on the cruise productions. So, but they were entertaining, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It just wasn't something that I feel like on other larger ships I've said, oh, I got to go see that show. Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of like, oh, if I'm around that part of the ship, I'll go see that show. Right. But we're usually in the casino. They have had movies going on in the theater. We didn't do that, but that was kind of fun. They have trivia a lot, and they have these games that you can do for O points, and the O points are something that you get if you win something or you participate in something. We haven't gotten any yet. Hopeful, because you can trade them in and kind of go shopping for logo merchandise, which would be kind of fun. So they do try to keep you pretty entertained. Now I did the artist loft. I did a clay workshop, and then I did a painting workshop, and that was fun. The instructor was a little chaotic, but she was really doing her best to accommodate everybody. As a matter of fact, she would do an extra class after, her obligatory class. So I thought that was really nice of her. Her husband is also doing some photography tips. I haven't taken that. I'm pretty good with my phone already. So they've been trying to do different things. The cooking class was super fun, and I thought I would have to share my station with someone, but I had the station all to myself. And I really did learn a few really great techniques there that I know that I'll take home and incorporate. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yep. And they do have the standard like bingo, stuff like that, which is always fun. And the trivia, like Brenda says, we don't seem to be doing as good. We don't have a big team. It's just she and I, the team. So we haven't won anything yet. But again, it's fun just to be around the crowd, and they make it entertaining.
Yep. So that's our midship report. So we will come back after we do a few ports and let you know how it goes. We left the beautiful port of Miami to sail across the Atlantic to Barcelona, Spain. Along the way, we stopped at Nassau, the Azores, Cadiz, Motril, Alicante, and beautiful Barcelona. All right, we're back on dry land. Yep. We had 14 days at sea, and the last time we showed you a video, we had been on there for 7 whole days. And we were getting tired of little sea days then.
Just a little bit, which is unusual because I love sea days. But it turned out very well. I think this number of sea days worked out well for us on this trip.
Yeah, we had missed Bermuda, so that was a disappointment. But what we did find was that there was a lot of other things that had yet to come.
Yeah, so we told you about the O points last time, and we really hadn't participated in that. But then we did, and it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. I got some merch, actually, from the points that we earned. So it was a lot of fun. It filled in the days for us, and so I recommend people do that when they get on board.
I wish we had done it earlier because we could have really racked up the O points, but we did have enough for a couple of shirts and things, so that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that you do for O points besides the trivia would be like these little bowling things, and I think we told you how rough the seas were, and some of those games were kind of tough, like to do golf when the ship is rocking, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot of the same people did them, so you got to meet people, and it was a lot of fun, like Brenda says.
Yeah, and I think we did pretty good on that. So what was your favorite part about the ship, Craig?
Oh boy, I mean, it was a really nice ship. Our cabin was great because we had a penthouse suite, so that was really good. You know, the restaurants were good, the food was good. The ship was really beautiful. The swimming pool, when we could use it, was great. So I really liked that ship a lot.
I think what I liked about a transatlantic on the ship was the creativity of the staff. You know, like they had a country fair, and that was really fun. We actually won 3 prizes for that, which was totally random because you got tickets. But what a country fair is every department in the ship has games. And again, you know, some of them, like the bartender one, was really funny. You had to throw little hoops over on a liquor bottle, and if you got it, you win. But nobody could really do that, although I did get one. And so the bartenders would jump up in the air, and they would go in, and they would put it on there, and everybody would go, "Yay, we won!" And you'd get a raffle ticket.
Right.
And
so that was a lot of fun, and the crew is, you know, they're outstanding, so they made it a lot of fun too.
And they were into it.
It was a lot of fun. We didn't know about it before. We were just having breakfast, and we didn't know what was going on or what they were setting up, and we went down there, and it was a lot of fun.
The other thing that I thought was really a blast, and I wish we had known more about it because I probably would have done it, was the boat building competition. And that was, so they had like teams, and you had to scavenge like items around the ship, and then you had to make a boat that would float in the pool, and not just float, but it also had to carry 6 cans of Pepsi.
Yeah.
So there you go. And the creativity of some of those people was just amazing.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I didn't know they had that thing. So you learn a lot about what they do there, and that's something we'll have to try to participate in next time because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think those 2 things are just very unique to a transatlantic, and really did make a fun time on, you know, what could have been a very tedious on-ship experience if they didn't come up with some really fun stuff.
Right.
And they really did. And I have to say the other really favorite thing, because I'm usually not a person who raves about a cruise director, but Sammy was just fabulous. You saw her, she engaged, she was on so many things, and she was really delightful. She really made a difference.
Yeah, I thought she was really great. She was always around entertaining people, and it was easy to go up to her and talk to her and stuff, and she was a lot of fun.
Yep. All right, so what did you think about the ports, Craig?
I liked the ports. Again, we missed Bermuda, which I didn't like that. But then we went to the Azores, which I liked a whole lot. So the Azores is really a nice place. It's
My
all
favorite.
Tropical gardens and stuff like that. And it is really neat.
It was just gorgeous. And for these ports that we're just going to briefly mention right now, we do have other videos on our channel that you can see what we did. But the Azores, I think, was a true standout. Just so tropical and very different than any place I've ever been. And I would just love to go back there. And then we went to Cadiz, Spain. We did a chef market tour where we went with some of the chefs, actually the ones that did my cooking class with me. And they took us on a tour of the markets, and that was a lot of fun. You like that one?
Yeah, that was good. And that was the one that the ship came right up to the downtown area, too,
Yeah.
I think. So
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really neat when you wake up and you're basically downtown in the Spanish city.
And then we had a tapas lunch on that one as well. And then we went to Motril, Spain. Not my favorite. I think we did the wrong excursion on that. We did some garden excursion, and having just been back from the Azores, this garden was really bad, and I thought dangerous.
Yeah, it was something. The stairs were steep and they were slippery, and the garden, yeah, it wasn't in good shape at all like that. So
It was weedy, and it was the steps were uneven, and I just didn't care for it. It did end up with a winery, and that was lovely, but I can go to lovely wineries here in the States.
right.
And then we went to Seville. Seville was a lot of fun. That's the one where we did the tour, and then we went to Santa Barbara Castle.
Oh yeah, the castle's really neat. I really recommend that.
Yeah,
It's,
I wish we had more time there.
Yeah, that was really good.
And then we ended in Barcelona, and we loved Barcelona. We did do a video there on our hotel, and we'll let you look at that one for more in depth, but the hotel really made the difference there. So I think, for a transatlantic, these had some really great ports.
Yeah, I thought they were really good, really good. And I would recommend, we weren't planning on staying in Barcelona, but we did, and I recommend it because we had a really good time, and there's a lot to see in Barcelona. Barcelona's a lovely town.
Yeah, and I think if I ever have a cruise that begins or ends in Barcelona, I definitely want to go, spend at least a night or two in Barcelona. There's so much to do.
Yep.
And then what out of those would you think would be a don't miss?
Out of the ports, or I think the Azores was it was a big surprise, and it was really great. I really enjoyed that, so I would say don't miss that if you get a chance to go there.
Definitely check out our video.
Yep.
All right, and I want to talk about the value. What did you think about the value of a transatlantic? They're kind of known for being, really cost effective, and I do think this one was. We did upgrade to a Penthouse Suite, but that's because we got a really great deal on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good deal. And the Penthouse Suite was great. It was a lot bigger than we're used to, a balcony suite. The ship didn't seem very crowded, so I think it was probably less percentage filled as other ships you might want to go on.
And no children.
No children,
Some people value that. One thing that was different on this one was it was a bridge cruise, which I didn't understand, but doing a little research, I understand that bridge cruises are often transatlantic cruises. So if you like bridge, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to just talk a little bit too about the entertainment, because we did see a couple of shows since our first report, and I think they got better. They had an Adele show. I didn't go to that. We were busy doing something else. But we did see a magician who was really great. He was a magician and a comedian, and so I do think they kind of they offered a little bit more than I originally had said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought the entertainment was good. Yep.
I still don't know who Peggy Lee is. And our very last thing, would we go on another transatlantic?
I definitely would.
Yeah.
I would consider going from Europe to the U.S., I think, next time. You gain an hour each time going that way. We lost an hour going over to Europe, which they did it in the middle of the night, so it was a little troublesome. But I'd like to try it from Europe to the U.S. and see how that works out. But I would definitely go on another transatlantic.
Well, then I think we need to start booking one.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
All right, that's it for today. We do hope that you enjoyed our content, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to us, and we'll see you next time.
All right, goodbye now.
With the soft lights aglow, make me long for your kiss, though I know